A documentary called In Loco Parentis.
I should have looked up, and I can't remember what that means in Latin. What does it mean in Latin?
In place of the parents.
In place of the parents, right. It's part of the World Cinema Documentary Competition at the Sundance Film Festival, and we have with us the director of In Place of the Parents, In Loco Parentis, and the director, whose name is...
Nyasa Nihianan.
Excellent.
Nisianon. Yeah, that's okay. I can say that. Nyasa Nisianon.
No C.
Close.
Pretend the C
No,
is not
say it
there.
again. Say it again.
Nyasa Nihianan.
There's no C.
Oh, Nisinon.
There's
No
no
C.
C.
Why am I hearing it then?
Pretend the C is
Because
not
you're
there.
seeing it.
I guess
You're
it's because
looking
I'm
at it.
looking.
You're looking at
Yes.
it as she's...
Just say
It's
hi.
Irish.
Nyasa.
It's Gaelic,
Yes.
so it doesn't ever pronounce. It's never pronounced the way it's written.
Yeah, well, I won't look at it then, nor will I ever try to say it again. The director of In Loco Parentis is with us. This is about in Kells, Ireland, it's about a school with this couple who take the place of parents, I guess. And they've been teaching at this school for 40 years. And tell us about them and how you found them.
Okay, well, this school, it's quite a special school because it's a boarding school. It's the only boarding school in Ireland for primary school children. So children come there as young as 7 and they leave at 13. It's set in an 18th century house set on like a big estate, a wooded estate. And it was described in one review as like if Hogwarts was an Irish boarding school, this would be it. Magical teachers in a muggle world.
Expensive?
It's a private school, but it's not really like, it's say 6,000 for a day pupil to go there. There's about 10% of the children are day pupils, and then it's 15,000 a year for a boarder.
But I can't imagine sending a 7-year-old to boarding school.
Well, this is the way they do things in Europe and England, Gina.
No, but she's right. Your reaction is totally. It's.
If I could have done it, I would have.
Well, and that's a good question. Why do parents send a 7-year-old to this school?
You don't know?
It's because
God.
it's because it's magical.
Well, lots of different reasons, but I think both David and I, my producer and co-director, we went to boarding schools, and we both had totally different experiences. Mine was a very positive experience, and David's was extremely traumatic. He was 7. His parents were in Nigeria, and he was sent to a boarding school in England. So we were curious as to what the 21st century boarding school looked like, and this was we found this place. We were really impressed by the headmaster's letter because the focus was on the happiness of the child. And for us, we thought, okay, well, that's a really good start.
Well, that's what they said.
That's what they said. And
They didn't tell you about the beatings, did they?
No, the storyline, what we do is John and Amanda, the oldest serving teachers in the school, they're the ones who kind of guide us through a year in the life of the boarding school. And basically you see young kids coming, and yes, they're homesick in the beginning. And then as the year passes, that changes to school sickness because they're crying, having to leave the school at the end of the summer term.
Typically, why do people send their children, and particularly that young, to
Okay.
boarding? And the name of the film is In Loco Parentis.
Okay, so lots of different reasons. So it's an international school, so there are children from, say, Korea, from Mexico, from France, from Spain, from Germany, and Irish as well. For the Irish, some of the children, if they live in rural areas, they may not have schools that give this kind of education, and this is a very kind of holistic education. The headmaster comes from the Dalton School in New York. He taught there for many years, so he really teaches through debate and discussion. That's how he tries to sort of inspire and nurture the kids' education. John and Amanda, they're total radicals. John, he teaches Latin, he teaches maths, but he also teaches rock music, and Amanda, she does English literature, but she performs English literature. So in the film, we follow 3 children with very different challenges. There's a child with dyslexia, and she gets him to perform the lead part in the Shakespeare play Hamlet.
Wow.
And we chart that journey of how he gains confidence. Then there's a child, Eliza, and she she can't speak in public. She doesn't speak outside her home. And John, the rock teacher, he gets her up on stage to perform with a band, and in the end, you see this child just blossoming by the end of and having fun and laughing just like a normal child. And then there's Florrie, and she's this super model chick from London, and super cool, but because of her whole modeling experience, she'd lost a lot of confidence. And she never really had a chance to be a kid. So she ends up being sent to this school so that she could have a childhood. Because in Headford, these kids, they're allowed roam in the woods, they climb trees. Apparently 80% of children in the world now don't climb trees anymore.
Yeah, their parents won't let them.
It's
No,
dangerous.
exactly,
They'll
because
fall.
health and safety has sucked the lifeblood out of, you
Yep.
know, out of childhood.
You let your kids
It's better
climb
to
trees?
be safe than be
Yeah.
free.
Festus, you ever climb a tree?
What's the name of the school?
It's called Headford.
Headford.
And it's a fun school. Like, it's like the...
Do you wish you'd gone there? I mean, I know you said you had a good experience, but
Yeah.
do you wish you'd gone there?
Absolutely, I wish I'd gone there. And the thing is, you find that the sort of the poignancy in the story is, like, the children don't want to leave at the end of their time in Headford, but the Leydens, who are now in their 70s, they also don't want to leave.
Yeah, what will
this is their entire
become
world.
of them? What will become of them?
Well, this is it. Their whole life is about children. You know, they don't do adults. They have zero interest in adults. As filmmakers, when we were there, it took us a whole year before they opened the door and even spoke to us.
Wow.
You know, it was like they had no interest in us as filmmakers.
So how long did it take to make this film?
From the very beginning, 4 years. We researched for 4 years. We did 2 years filming in the school. It's shot verite style, so it plays like a narrative. And then we spent a year editing the material because we shot a lot of material.
Amazing. Have you had a premiere?
Yes, we had our premiere on Friday night in
How
the
did-
Egyptian,
How did it go?
and it went really, really well. And then we had a fantastic screening then in Salt Lake City in the Tower Cinema, which I absolutely love.
Cool.
It's run by cinephiles, and
Exactly.
it was just a great experience, and the audience really loved it. And actually, there were a lot of boarding school kids in the audience
Yes.
too.
It's called In Loco Parentis, and the director, I'm going to try it one more time. Okay? Nyasa ni hianan. No?
Good.
No? Not.
She's not. Yeah, she's not going to.
Closer. It's closer.
I left out the C.
I know.
Look, she
Nyasa
just wants this to end.
Hianan. Okay.
we all do.
In Loco Parentis is the name of the movie. Look for it. There's still a chance to see it.
Yeah, our screening was cancelled last night, so it's been rescheduled now for Tuesday, so people have a chance to see
Great.
it.
And then
Yeah.
Friday, the 27th, also
And
Holiday Village.
And Wednesday.
And Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday, the 25th.
Yeah, and I
as
think
well.
Saturday morning maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Look it up.
Yeah, it'll be around, and it'll probably show up on places you see
Yeah.
documentaries as well. Thank you.
Thank you. You'll feel much better after seeing the film than you do going in. I guarantee that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Give her a hand, everyone.